We use the FAA terminology, which is unmanned aerial vehicles. All three of these UAVs are made by a company called DJI. This is the Phantom 4 and this is the Inspire 1. They're all quick deployable. The batteries allow for about 25 minutes of flight time. Some very specific things that we would like the public to know on this is we have showcased each one of these at the National Night Out and other community events. We have received positive feedback. The purposes for deployment are very specific. These are not random surveillance tools. Yesterday we had a subject that was wanted for a kidnapping in the area and also some domestic violence charges. And we deployed this because he had ran into a backyard, fled out of a vehicle and then was going and hopping through backyards. And he was taken into custody. Another purpose for deployment would be yesterday we had a 3.5-year-old girl that had wandered away from her home. This is a force multiplier. It allows us to get a bird's eye view of an area and do the work of what it would take 4 or 5 officers to do in the same amount of time.
These are great tools. Their limitations are their endurance. Like we stated, they can only stay up to maybe 20 minutes at a time at the optimum conditions. And they're limited to visual range. We can't fly them beyond sight, so we can't use this to follow a speeding car like we would an airplane or a helicopter because we're just not allowed to do so.
Any program that we run within the department obviously needs the citizens to support it. And if we don't have citizen support or we lose citizen support, then we can't continue to function. So our policy will not allow, each one of these will require supervisor approval under our policy to be deployed.
And then just one other aspect as to the way these things operate. They're not as loud as a helicopter or airplane, but they're not silent by any means. So you will know when these things are operating by the noise they make. And plus, they're clearly marked with our logos. So anybody who sees these will know that they're property of the Modesto Police Department being used in official capacity.
When you're using any one of these in a particular situation, are you limited to the 25 minutes or so flight time, or can you bring it back, pop in a spare battery and send it out? Do you have backup batteries?
Yes. Now, what happens with that is if you do bring it back, obviously you lose sight of what you had. So you kind of have to research that area again in case there was movement when you left. So that's one of the limitations of it.
During our National Night Out, we took these vehicles around. We showed people how we were going to use them. We spoke with our community leaders, and we've received nothing but positive support. And we will continue to run a transparent program.